Welcome to Grumpy Farm Sim. Today we're playing on Levis Modding West End 64 times map version 2.2. We're doing a hay and silage challenge today using base game equipment only. The fields we're going to be using are field 39, 40, 41, 42. Field 17 is not part of the makeup of those other four fields. So we won't be doing it, but we're going to look at how much it's going to use or how much it requires in bales. This challenge is to see which is the best way to achieve our goal at 370 hectares and almost 40,000 liters of grass to be cut. I do not think using base game equipment is the best way to do it. During this challenge, we're going to use course play and up to 20 contractors at a time. 5 contractors for each equipment pairing, such as mowers, tedders, windrowers, balers. And unfortunately, we're not removing the bales from the field. Just the ones that are in our way on the headlands. The shape of the field is like a U because we made a custom field. That's the outline going around it. We've grouped all 4 fields together and they're ready to harvest. I'm recording this on a Threadripper 2920 and a 3090 GPU, and I end up with lots of frame drops. First we'll purchase our tractors and mowers, as that's where we're going to start. I kind of made a mistake and chose different brands for the mowers. I didn't make that mistake the next time around. Not that the tractors couldn't do the job, it's just took a lot of time in the purchasing. This challenge has 5 videos, the conclusion, and then a video for the mower, a video for the tedder, a video for the windrower, a video for the baler. This is the one that boils it all down, shows you the start and the finish of each equipment pairing. Of course, mowers finish first. Well, actually, no, sorry. Tedders and windrowers finish first because they're only doing a part of the field to accommodate the requirement for hay, and then the rest is all silage. Well, now that we have all the tractors, it's time for the mowers. And we went with the biggest base game mowers. On the Levis Modding West End map, you don't have to worry about going broke. You would if you were chasing the silage, but the rest of the harvesting, seeding, cultivating, fertilizing all pay much better. Now we're going to create our course play job. This actually took this computer 8 minutes to render. We're not sitting here that long. We change the headline overlap because it's 7% times 5. It's a big overlap. So for this job, we require 19 million liters of hay and 17 million liters of silage. Theoretically, we're allowed to keep 2,306 liters for ourselves, and the total job pays 1,000,000.5. But this was done after Giant's upgrade to the forage and hay DLC, and at the same time Levis Modding did an upgrade from 2.1 to 2.2, and in the 15 times that I done this field, this is the first time I did not achieve completion of the contracts. Wasn't the only time, but was the first time. Yeah, I wasn't quite at the right spot to start, and course play decided to move me around. Forgot to copy the course so I can load it on the other tractors. Well, there goes number 2. So 2 mowers have been started, and you'll notice I've sped up the time, or sped up the footage. This video is an hour long. To record the whole test was about 12 hours of gameplay. If you look at course play's little box here, it'll tell you it's about 4 hours. That's definitely a lie. If you look at the clock, you'll see I'm currently at 0 time. I do change that eventually, about a half hour. And I start at 6 a.m. And then up in the right hand corner, I have real time. So gameplay, it was about 8 hours. Course play, 4 hours. In real life, 12 hours. I would never do a field this size using base game equipment normally. Mods are your friend. Levis Modding's map includes a lot of his mods, and they are fantastic. So if you watch, you'll see sometimes there's a delay. That's not me thinking. That is actually the game stopping. When you start course play, there's a delay. And if you could see a windmill, you would see the fans stop. Right there was a little shutter. That happens a lot. Now I only have 5 course play contractors working at this point. You'll notice those green ridges. That was from cuts that I did in previous videos. And they are, I could cut it because I had the mower mod, but I couldn't pick it up. It says land not owned. To get around that, I appropriate the fields and I give it back to the rightful owners when I'm done. This is all for testing. This is not my gameplay. Now we're moving on to tethers. Of course, we're going to get 5 tethers. 5 tractors. This is when I decided that I'm not using a different tractor for each pairing of equipment. I make the mistake once. I buy 1 different tractor. After this, I use all the same tractors for each equipment pairing. Now my normal gameplay is as a contractor, not as a farmer. I do not need a farm or want a farm that has its own fields. I don't want animals. I don't want productions. I just want to use the equipment on fields. I like mods. I like the idea behind what somebody else came up with and trying it out and seeing how it works, making me the most efficient that I can be. It's great. I don't have any desire to play this like real life. Real life is hard enough. I don't need it for my downtime. See, it's so much easier when you buy the same tractor each time. What's great about course play is that you only have to develop the course once. After that, each equipment pairing can use the same course. So when we're done, we have 20 contractors using the course that we made for the mower. These tethers are a little bigger than the mower swath, but that doesn't hurt nothing. The sound effects that come from the equipment is kind of cool. Again, drop frames. Number 7 contractor on his way. Oops, didn't start the right spot. This would be number 10. Right 2. So 5 mowers and 5 tethers. They all start on the headlands. No time to get the windrowers. $15 meters, 45 feet. As a contractor, you don't worry about the cost because you're going to use it multiple times. Not just for your own field. Sound effects on these machines, on this equipment is fantastic. Here we go, contractor number 11. Rinse and repeat, using the same course play route. Since I've recorded this, I've upgraded my own PC to Intel 13.920, I think it is, and a 4090 GPU. And I'd like to say the frame drops are gone. They're not. They're better, but they're not gone. It has to do with Giants using a port from console. And like most games, it uses one core of the CPU. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Number 12. There's number 13. As the project manager, after the windrowers get started, it's time for a break because we can't start the balers until all the equipment starts doing an up and down pass. We don't want the balers doing the headlands, otherwise we have to collect the bales, or the other contractors will run into it. As you'll see as it goes on, our main job as the project coordinator is to ensure there's no accidents. Unfortunately, the contractors will cause their own accidents. I've found them on the tracks, I've found them up trees. You know, they're great when they work, but they don't always work. Number 15. I recorded this at the end of June. It's now the end of August. It's been a lot of work. And I had to wait for a new mic. There we go. 15 contractors working all in unison. Time to buy the balers. We want a baler that can do both hay and silage. Of course, it has to be base game. I just had to check to make sure the Pottinger was a base game baler. More of that frame drop. I find within Farm Simulator, grass work is the one that causes me the most issues on that PC. My new PC, I haven't played enough yet to see what issues I'm going to come up with, but I'm going to guess it's still the same, considering that in my test there was still frame drops, not as bad, but still frame drops on this gameplay. For tractors, I always look for automatics. I find power shifts and the contractors don't always get along. The sad part about this is all the frame dropping is happening, and yet the PC hardware is not reflecting it. The CPU rarely ever see go over 10-15%. GPU, the 3090 was lucky if it did 10%. So I don't know why this happens. I know it's not a hardware issue. I also know that the CPU in Task Manager, one core will be pegged. Now this is me searching for beginning of the route, and I make the wrong choice. It's alright, we go back later and clean it up. So number 16 is already running. There goes 17. You don't start the baler until the baler before it has dropped one and is about to drop the second one. We end up with 4,897 bales at the end of this, which also shows another weakness of Giant's software. It can't handle that many bales. If you quit the game, you will not be able to restart it if you did a save. Not sure what the limit is. I think I've had as many as 2,500 left on the field and restarted. I don't think I've tried anything higher than that. But I do know as you're pushing 5,000, don't bother saving the game because it's not going to restart. So number 19 waiting to start his run. And there's number 20 waiting. And I must have pushed the button because the windmill is stopped. There we go. So 20 contractors running all at the same time. Next we should see the Hectares finishing up. And the windrowers finishing up. And the mowers. Balers will be on the field the longest. As you can see, we're baling hay. From past experience, this field and the headlands should give us enough grass to fulfill the contract of hay of 19 million liters. So we didn't start with the headlands because of all the other equipment on the field, and it would get in the way. This is pretty close to the last pass for the tedder. We'll be getting parked soon. In fact, this may be the last pass. We've done all the field. And the headlands. And this first strip of these two fields. Fun fact, it takes 17 minutes to get across these two fields in real time. Round trip, 34 minutes. These are big fields. Notice the mower went from spreading to just doing a nice swath. That was in preparation of switching from hay to silage. So it started removing the equipment. As I said, Hectares are first. So there's only 19 contractors currently operating. 18 contractors. Seventeen contractors. Even though we're removing contractors, frame rate dropping doesn't stop. As I said, it is an issue I've come across quite frequently with grass. And balers, in my experience, are the worst. Sixteen contractors left. Last header. Fifteen kilometers per hour. Wow. Took them 2.6 hours to get this far, which is not a third, a little better than a quarter of the custom field. Of course, that's not real time. Windrowers, time for them to come off the field. Fourteen contractors left. Thirteen contractors left. 12 contractors left. Anybody who wants to watch the full recordings of the windrowers or the tedders or the mowers or the balers, I will upload them. Fair warning, they're all an hour long. But they're videos dedicated to the windrower, video dedicated to the tedder. And they've been sped up. Last windrower. Have you noticed that course play sent the mowers to the top of the map instead of to the right of the map? This is the first time I've cut this field where course play cut in the middle. Normally it starts at the top and works its way down. Ten contractors left. I removed the route from each stopped machine just to see if it cleans it up any, to see if it speeds anything up. It doesn't seem to have any effect at all. The mowers are finished. So that means that there's only the balers left, which means 5 contractors. Also means that it's now safe to bale the headlands. All the other equipment is off the field. Whoops, that was a crash. As far as fuel goes, I find the mowers use the most. Look at that, 4.1 hours. I know that's a lie. Yeah, I have to start cleaning up some of the bales. Now I only do this where the bales will get in the way of the balers. I don't do it completely, and I store them on the field. I do not know how to use course play and auto drive so that it doesn't involve me driving the truck to unload. If anybody knows how, please send me a link and I will give it a try. And these are mods. This is not base equipment. I'm using a Tesla truck, not a load trailer. But this wasn't the test. The test was cutting and baling to see if I could achieve what I needed efficiently with base game equipment. Short answer is no. What is not shown in this clip is that I had tried a tractor and a base game trailer with auto load, and that did not work out so well. So I went back to the tried and true because I needed these bales removed. You notice I'm going up high on the headlands, and you would think course play would churn prior to going that high. It doesn't. For some reason, the balers will go as high as the mower went, even though it's doing the rows. And yes, I do have turn on field only turned off. This took long enough. We don't need the equipment doing a little jig every time it needs to turn around. The other problem with base game equipment is you don't get very big bales. Now, I wanted to see how many bales were on the field, so I use course play auto collect bales. Yeah, after a certain point, that doesn't work and crashes course play. Not totally, but enough to cause issues. I sat there waiting for it to do its count, not knowing what it was doing. And this is before the 4,800 or 4,900 bales are on the field. It's probably about 4,000 bales on the field. There's that one. It kind of got lost with a tree in its way. So by using the Tesla course play auto collect bales, this one here lost its course play way. I had to bring it back to its row. Start up course play again so it could follow suit and find searching for where they're supposed to be. Sometimes is a bit of a pain and incorrect. So it's always best to go to its last point. There's another one. He drove into the fence. And this was because of Tesla's, not Tesla, but the course play auto bale collection. When there's too many bales in the field, everything gets confused. And we only have 5 course play contractors working. I guess we can say we're kind of lucky. It only affected 2 of them. .4 hours. Well, first baler done. So now there's 4 contractors left on the field. I will drive this one to the end. The balers give the mower a run for using up fuel. In another series doing the same field, you'll see the Krone mower really gives a run. I believe it's almost empty when it finishes. Or did I have to gas it up? I don't remember now. Well, that's the second baler done. Three contractors left. Somehow or another, they got a little further behind. In the thumbnail, there's a baler map, which is a mod, but these fields are pretty covered with bales. Drop a bale, drop a bale, drop a bale, drop a bale. Two balers left. One contractor left. And he's finally starting his last run. So this video showed the purchasing, the starting of 20 pieces of equipment, the ending of the 20 pieces of equipment, and 4,900 bales on 370 hectares, and how long it took. Like I said, not my way of doing it. I would not do it this way normally. I don't understand why anybody would want to. When you can do cultivating, make $2 million. Like, in this map, just about anything is more profitable than grass. Too bad I didn't show fertilizing and harvesting, because they're the same. Way more profitable to do those. And cultivating, if you notice, was 32 hours. That's one piece of equipment. You can use 5. It's slow. Fertilizing is the best, but it all comes down to the way you want to play. As I said, life is real enough. Don't need my gameplay to be the same. So this was started at 6 in the morning. It's now 4:18 p.m. according to the gameplay clock. I didn't start the real clock, the one. I was at 0 for at least a half hour, if not 45 minutes. So that's 10, 11 hours. I believe it's actually 12 by using the real time and calculating it. This was played over 2 days. It was too much for one day. And we're finished. No contractors left. Woohoo! So here we go again, looking at other contracts. We're going to save the game, knowing full well I won't be able to restart it, but I'm doing a test. And I tested it, and it wouldn't restart. We're going to remove bales, which will give us our count on how many bales are on the field. Whoa. There we go, 4,867,000 bales. Yeah. Like I said, if anybody knows an efficient way to remove them, let me know.